Hey, what's going on? Glad you're here. Come here, check this out. I was thinking the other day that you guys, if you're a beginner and you're watching these videos that I'm making, you probably don't have a kit yet, right? You probably haven't found yourself in a situation where you need to have stuff that you probably should have on hand at all times, right? Like if you break a string, what are you gonna do? You know, I mean, that's a quick and easy example, but there's a few other things that can crop up. And you need to be prepared, right? So you're going to need some supplies to help you through difficult situations that, as a beginner, you may not even be aware of yet. They may not have crossed your mind. So one thing you're going to need is guitar strings, right? I was just saying about breaking strings, right? So you got to have guitar strings. But it takes a while to put strings on, right? Unless you have a string winder. So you're gonna wanna have a string winder in your kit. Okay? Now you're gonna need to shorten those strings and trim them up, so you're gonna need cutters as well. So you can get a set similar to this, or this. But over time I've come to just put in a pair like this. A pair of needle nose pliers. As you can see in the middle here, I'll turn it around. There's a cutting edge. All right, and this helps with other things as well. So it can eliminate the need for a wrench in a lot of cases. So this is why I use these. All right, but wait, there's more. You're gonna need to have a Phillips screwdriver. Sometimes what happens with your guitar is, if let's say you're traveling with it, you might go from a place of reasonably like mid-level humidity, like where I am in New York, where it doesn't really get affected, but then you go to some place like Arizona or Florida and the humidity changes, and now that guitar could be adversely affected in a heartbeat. You'll be surprised how fast it happens. To fix that, sometimes you need to adjust the truss rod or the string height, so you'll need things like this. You'll need a Phillips screwdriver to do the truss rod, and sometimes even the saddles on your bridge, or some truss rods using an Allen key. All right, so you'll need that as well, right? You want to keep both of them in there for that reason. On top of that Allen key, though, you're going to want to go with a variety of others as well, because unless you're going to have all the same exact guitar, you're probably going to run into situations where you're going to need different Allen keys for different guitars. For example, this is one that you would use to adjust the saddle height on a 6-point tremolo system like you would find on a standard Stratocaster style guitar. But on a Floyd Rose equipped guitar, you're going to need these two at the very least. Some models, depending on the manufacturer, or some kinds of company-owned variants of a Floyd Rose, might require a third one. All right, so you're going to need multiple. So just get yourself a set that goes from like 1/2 millimeter or 1/4 millimeter all the way up to about, let's say, it's safely just 10 millimeters. I mean, that's usually what they call 8 to 10 millimeters. So get a good set. You're not going to use them all, but have a good set. All right, so you think that's it, right? Wait, there's more. All right, if you're experiencing warping because of humidity issues, you're going to need to adjust your height, and that's going to involve adjusting the truss rod, right, with one of these, and you might need to control the adjust the saddle height as well with something like this. And you're going to need to measure that with something like this. This is a string height ruler. This is Luthier, however you want to say that. They use these. Are you putting that right? No, this is the right way. Yeah. All right. They use these to help adjust all these settings when they're doing the setup on your guitar. And it's always good for you to have one of these. Learn how to do a setup. It's always good to know how to do a setup. Okay. And if you learn how to do a setup, it's also good to have one of these. This is a radius gauge. You can also learn how to make one. They're not hard to make. It's just they're kind of big and bulky at first until you cut out the size you need. That's another story for another time. Anyway, this is also another good thing to have, all right? So my kit ends up having a set of Allen keys, a Phillips screwdriver, a Phillips number 2 screwdriver at the very least, if not a screwdriver that's a multi-tool where it has a pull, you can pull the thing out and you have different sizes on both sides. If you can have one of those, that's even better. So the Allen keys, Phillips screwdriver, set of needle nose pliers because it has a cut with a cutting edge on the middle here, and strings, string winder, and at the very least, a string action ruler like this. All right, and this doesn't hurt to have. Not a die-hard necessity, but it doesn't hurt to have it. So, guys, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching this one. And if you want to see more stuff like this, you can click one of these boxes. There's going to be one here, here, and here. Boom, boom, boom. They could take you to all sorts of stuff. I'll put up my master playlist as well as my best reviewed guitar and as one to some other gear. All right, and then don't forget, there's a subscribe button up here somewhere as well. And please, if you like this, hit the like button, subscribe, and notification bell, all that stuff, okay? And sharing and commenting is a real huge help around here, so please, feel free. And, oh yeah, merch. Gotta mention the merch, right? I have the mugs and the t-shirts. All right. This is the back of the t-shirt. This is the front of the t-shirt, okay? So check that stuff out. Anyway, guys, don't forget while you're clicking these boxes over here that when you do that, you're helping to feed a guitar player. All right? So please click a button. Anyway, this has been RJ's Cave. Thanks again, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Later.